14-0 run?
Well, we had a few good looks to start and didn't make them, and then we turned it over. I think we had 6 turnovers in the fourth. Just went through one of those stretches where it felt like we were fumbling a lot. The ball, just kind of weird. We've had a few of those this year where just the ball got really slippery for us. But again, that got us in a little bit of a hole, but somehow found a way to keep fighting, which was good.
What exactly happened with that review at the end of the first overtime?
What happened was it wasn't a review. You just called
timeout.
Just called timeout because I had 2 left with .3 left to burn it, just to see if we could ice him, and that was it.
Like at some point, did you say to them, like, what are you guys doing at some point?
I came out of the timeout and I was wondering what was going on. Yeah, and I'm like, what's happening?
And did Paul and Joel hit limits, I assume, at the end of that overtime?
Yeah. I mean, they both were, playing, and that was just kind of about as much as they had, to be honest. And they just couldn't use Joel in the second, and Paul obviously went out, I think, early in the first overtime, I think. Yeah, and VJ hit his limit too.
I guess how would you
to not have Joel's gravity out there in that second overtime?
I mean, obviously, it's like you say it right. There's a place to go with the basketball. There's a whole bunch of stuff we can run through him. He draws a lot of attention to get other guys freed up, and then you don't have it. But I thought the guys did a decent job of still creating some pretty decent shots. I mean, it was really physical. Like, we were trying to set some screens for Tyrese with some of our smaller guys, and we just couldn't even hardly get up there because of the physicality. But they did execute a few good plays. But I think it gives us a pretty simple package when Joel's in there of a few things we can do to get some good looks. I think he had a really good look to start the overtime. I think went in and out, right? Anyway.
I think all of Joel's minutes came alongside Tyrese. Was that sort of like part of your scripted plan? It seemed like you did less staggering of Joel and Tyrese and Paul playing them more together, and then doing more bench-heavy lineups.
Yeah. I mean, I think. Listen, the tricky part came with 3 guys with minutes restrictions. We felt like the reason we didn't start VJ the second half is we knew he had to play for Tyrese in the second half, and it just so happened that those kind of came at the same time. Joel had the early stint and was out and that kind of stuff. But it's not. I think in a game like that with a lot of stuff going on, I don't think the plans that you plan out beforehand come much into play. To be honest, you're just going by feel and what's going on. Matchups played a part. We were trying to keep Barlow matched up a little bit with Johnson just for some size, et cetera.
Overall, I guess how would you just assess how Joel looked tonight?
Well, I thought since he hasn't played in 3 weeks, right? I thought he made some decent moves on offense. He got us again some open space to play in. I think he created a lot of offense. I think for first time in 3 weeks, and probably his most minutes by at least, I'm not sure, 6, 7, or 8 of the year. I think 22 he was at mostly. Yeah, I thought he played pretty good.
What did you think how VJ looked?
Thought he looked great. Would have probably really could have used him, right? Thought he looked great.
Joel, especially in his fourth quarter stance in the overtime stint, do you have to resist not trying to force the ball to him too much offensively, or how well do you think you guys had that balance of knowing how limited his time is and trying to make the most of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we did give him some variety. I think that I was putting Joel in as a pin down guy there for a while, and then our plan was to run that for a little bit, then flip it around and pin down for him to come off for some jump shots, and I think most of those worked pretty well. I'm not sure we made them all, but I think they were creating the shots we were looking for. And there was a few. I liked a couple times we put him in the corner, and we had Paul and Barlow playing screen and roll in the middle, like that. I think it did get fired out to Joel, and he uphill DH'd to Q, and Q turned the corner and laid it in. I mean, it was pretty good. All right.
Nick, obviously the result isn't what you wanted, but you mentioned to Adam what you could do with all the different matchups with all the players tonight. So 2 questions. How satisfying was that as a coach to be able to sort of use all the pieces you thought you could, and what are the prospects, do you think, of this unit going forward?
Listen, I think that I never get real satisfaction out of not winning, right? Right now, though, I mean, we got so thin over the last 10, 12 days. It's just nice to have a few guys filtering back in. That's like, hopefully, we can come out of this okay, and obviously we will try to recover and rejuvenate tomorrow, and hopefully we can get most of the guys back on the floor Tuesday again, and then just, hopefully minute restrictions will start going up a little bit, those kind of things, and that is something to look forward to. Yeah.
Drummond played the back half of
Yeah.
the first quarter and then not again. Is he okay? Was that just limiting his minutes because?
No, he was sore at halftime. They ruled him out, and he just knee was sore from the other night. Just didn't feel like he could go in the second half, so they ruled him out.
Tyrese for the first 3 quarters, didn't shoot the ball especially well, but then the fourth quarter overtimes he needs to get going. What do you think kind of changed?
I don't know. I think you're right. I think I looked down and I looked up one time and he had 36. And I couldn't believe it because it felt like he had a ton of great looks that he just wasn't hitting anything. I don't know what he went from 3, but 2 for 13. That's what it felt like. Felt like more than that, but he hung in there. I thought he did a heck of a job of navigating their length down the lane in the fourth and in the overtime. I mean, those are some long athletes, a bunch of them down there, and Daniels obviously was draped on him, and he's one of the league's best defenders. So he had a lot to navigate there, and somehow he still did it. Yeah.
Thanks, Coach.
All right.
you,
Thanks,
Nick.
everybody.